You know, as we're hearing these conversations, we know we need more time. And what it tells us is that more opportunities are needed. So I really want to thank the panel and the moderator for bringing some of these issues out. Going back to the theme of recognition, one of the persons we want to recognize now is Manish. Manish, you heard him on the panel. He's right there. When we hosted the symposium 3 years ago, you know, that's when we connected with him, and he has been a wonderful partner and supporter of Chetna and other organizations over the past 3 years. Second thing we want to recognize is that at that time he was a master's student, and now he has graduated. So please give him a round of applause. Now, some of the people who were on the committee, you know, they are also here, and I would like to invite them to join us in recognizing Manish. Dr. David Geary.
Dr. David is my supervisor, by the way.
And Dr. Neha Gupta.
She was also supervisor. So they're here, and it's so proud.
And from UBC's Caste in Canada project, who's documenting these stories along with Dr. Murphy, I would like to invite Dr. Mahi to also join us. And so, do we have a flag?
I think this is
okay. Yeah, so not okay. Dr. Geary, Dr. Gupta. Okay. Harmesh, please join us. एक मिनट 1 minute.
So, well, thank you so much. This is a big moment of acknowledgement, and I'm super thrilled and grateful and thankful and heartful to this certain moment and to receive this standing next to my supervisor and co-supervisor who helped me to get through this journey, and especially Dr. Birliji. I mean, you know,
not a doctor.
Doctor, I was like, I figured, I think everybody's doctor here of some kind. So that's, But thank you for acknowledging me and my work and what I'm doing and what I'm inspired to do. So thank you so much.
And I know we're running out of time, so I'm going to push. So now I'm going to invite the moderator for the next panel, Dr. Nicole Ranganathan from University of California, Davis. So I won't take the time in terms of introducing, but I'll ask her to say a few words about some of her accomplishments. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. And I know that time is precious, and I have worked in collaboration with the Punjabi community in California to record the history of the first generations of women who came to North America, and I created a PBS film and then also a book on this topic. And I'm really looking forward to this discussion about where is the state of research on caste discrimination in academia. So I'd like to invite the panelists on stage. First, I'd like to invite Anne Murphy. Yes.
So do you have my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm coming down with a cold.
First, I'll just say that I wanted to introduce you properly.
Oh, you don't have to. I teach at UBC. That's enough.
Okay.
Hello.
Does it work?
No, this is not one of these. Try that one. Okay. Great. So, hi everybody. I'm Anne Murphy and I teach at UBC, and I won't take lots of time because we have a big program. But I just wanted to emphasize that, you know, Dalit studies is a really incredibly active field right now, and it's been changing like completely in the last 10 to 15 years. So it really is an exciting time to do research about Dalit histories, and both by scholars who are not Dalit, like Ram Rawat, who wrote a really important book on the history of Dalit communities in the colonial period in North India, myself, and others, but also, of course, Dalit scholars like Surya Jengde, Anand Taldundare, and many others. So it's really an exciting time for this field. Dr. Mahi as well, who is an emerging scholar in the field. So, but my role has been mostly for this project, Caste in Canada project, which we started in 2020 here in BC. So maybe if you could go forward in the, how do we go forward in the pattern? Here?
Okay.
Okay.
Just let me. That's a mic. No, that's
Oh, it's a mic. I don't need a mic. I just need to.
No, that's
Go.
for the video camera.
Oh, for the video. Okay. Okay, I'll hold that. You want me to put it on? Okay. Okay. So yeah, so the Caste in Canada project. We can go to the next slide. Sorry, it's animated. I thought I'd have control of my slides. Oh, yeah, just pull them all down so it's easier. So this was it's the Chaitan Association of Canada as well. I acted as primary investigator because it was based at UBC, and I helped write the grant for it. A co-principal investigator was Dr. Surya Jengde, and Jay Birdi was a collaborator. So the effort of that project, this initial project, which I'll just talk briefly about because we'll focus on the second stage, which is ongoing right now, was to document and disseminate the histories and experience of Dalit Canadians. Could you go forward? So we did interviews, oral history interviews. This started in 2020. COVID was happening at the time. We silly us thought, oh, it'll be over soon. So it extended the project up until 2023, but we did eventually interview 14 people to, again, document their own life histories using oral history as our method, which I always call is the long story. It's not just kind of journalistic, asking about their experiences with caste, but actually trying to really understand their life histories. How did they become the people they are? How did they start to engage in anti-caste work? And what was the impact long-term over the course of their lives of caste-related issues? So I'll just give you a little taste of some of that. Rajpal Bhardwaj, who is the director of the Ambedkar International Social Reform Organization of BC. We interviewed him and several other members of that organization, so we didn't just work with one organization, we reached out to other organizations as well. He talked about the work of his organization, for example, trying to work with radio stations to be more attentive to casteist discourses on the radio, to be more attentive to the impact, as we've heard from panelists, of that glorification of certain caste communities. So that was part of his work. I would love to play all these things for you, some of these clips for you, but they are all online, so you can go and explore them yourself. Mohanlal, sorry? Karimpuri, yes, I know. But I'm just wondering why it's black there. I'm just wondering, so you can't see it. So it's Mohanlal Karimpuri. He's a poet. He was a poet. He's passed away now, sadly, from BC. But it was a real honor to interview him. I would love to play the interview for you because he was so eloquent in his understanding of caste and how it operates. Just keep going forward. Vipassana Nangal, who is an undergraduate, again, from Alberta then. Now she's a graduate student and she's in the UK doing her graduate degree. An incredibly eloquent person who, in fact, because I was so impressed with her after I interviewed her over Zoom, as you can see, it was a Zoom interview back in the time of COVID-19. I ended up hiring her to do all the video editing for the project. So it was great. One of the things I try and do as much as possible with these oral history projects at UBC is to involve students, right, so that they're involved. And we have students editing the current videos. Can we keep going? Mira Estrada spoke eloquently as well, as did Vipassana, about something that came up earlier, about this idea of passing, people who in the diaspora try to move beyond caste by hiding their caste background. And Mira spoke eloquently and about when she came to terms with her background and realized that she couldn't be silent anymore. And that was for her children, because of caste, this attitude she heard among other parents, and she realized that they were going to bring that to their children. We have Surjit and Manjeet Bance, who are here today. Again, a beautiful interview. Manjeet spoke really beautifully on the experience of being a Dalit woman. So again, I just invite you to take a look at these interviews and what they tell us. And keep going. Kamaljeet, who is now an undergraduate student in Saskatchewan, came as an international student to Canada, spoke about the experience of caste for international students. So it's a really important demographic, a really important part of our world here in Canada. So I was really grateful to have his interview to kind of, again, bring that perspective into the set of interviews we had. And then Jay Beardsley of Gun, we also interviewed. One thing that came out of actually was at an event we had at UBC Online with the Center for Migration Studies talking about the project. So Jay was there with me online with another volunteer from Chetna. And one of the things that the volunteer emphasized, who was young and in university age, about going to university classes and professors who are not themselves of South Asian heritage, so are not themselves have a caste background, but replicating dominant caste ideologies and perspectives without realizing it, these are caste-marked perspectives that they're presenting to the students. And so that actually inspired an event we did as a part of the AAS, a pre-conference workshop called Teaching and Unteaching Caste, trying to help people who might teach maybe as a small part of their teaching portfolio about South Asia, how can they not replicate casteist discourses when they're teaching about South Asia. So it just gives an example of kind of the whole range of ways one has to work to, again, unteach caste. So we've done some writing about this. Dr. Yengde and myself wrote this piece in the conversation. So again, taking this forward, but just going forward so I can let Dr. Mahi speak about the next phase. Could you go forward and keep going? You can just put it all down, yeah. So Caste in Canada was from 2020 to 2023. That was the first phase of the project, but we knew that there was so much more to do. So we applied, so the first phase of the project was funded, thank you, Canada, from the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, a partnership engage grant, a very small, modest grant that allowed us to do this preliminary phase of research, interviewing people and recording their histories. The second phase, we applied for a second phase, a partnership development grant from Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, and that's ongoing right now from 2024 to 2026. So I'm the PI with Dr. Yengde and also Dr. Kartki, who's here in the back, who thankfully joined us. So we have a larger team working on this together, and that enabled, a major part of that grant was enabling us to hire Dr. Mahi as a postdoctoral fellow. So before I turn it on over to Dr. Mahi so she can tell you what she's been doing here for the last 2 years, she's here with us until November and working very, very hard. I'll just note, could you do one more in terms of future projects and dreams? And this is something that you'll hear about again and we'll hopefully discuss tomorrow, right? Because this whole symposium is about looking forward. So one of the things that we're looking forward to, and this is a dream of Chetna Association, is to bring Canadian anti-caste organizations together to found and establish a Centre for Emancipation in Canada, addressing caste in Canada, but also as a world phenomenon. So that's kind of the dream. Let's see how we get there. So I'll give it to you.
Actually, I'm just going to bring all of the panelists